Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to Ruby Rose Tarot. So nice to have you join me here today as we do your December 2019 reading. Closing out the year, guys. And by the way, happy birthday. Hope it's good. There is some celebrating going on coming up in your cards, so I can tell that is definitely going on. Excuse me, I'll be drinking a little bit. I am getting over a head cold, so my throat and everything was a little testy at times, we'll put it that way. If you're joining me for the first time, so happy to have you. And if you're coming back again, thank you. It's so nice to see you guys again. It's a general reading, so for your sun, moon, rising sign, whatever resonates with you. It may not resonate with you. It is a general reading. I don't have you in front of me. I don't have your birth chart. I can't vibe off of you, but I was just vibing on your sign, I guess we should say. And it's interesting, guys. You guys actually have had the most interesting reading in that you're probably the most all over the place, which I don't know how to feel about because, you know, Jupiter's leaving your sign. And some of this may be too, you know, you're having this Sag new moon here in November. Actually, it's tonight, the night I'm doing this reading, the 26th. So it could be coming off of that. And December may just, I have a suspicion. So we're going to get into this before we get into your reading. By the way, for your new, I pull an energy oracle card and then I pull 6 tarot cards to help me tell the story of this month. And then I pulled some clarifier cards, which I did for you because your 6 cards were very, again, like all over the place. Not a bad way. It's not like there's no judgment. It's just, it feels a little roller coastery in terms of emotions and stuff. And that is not surprising, guys. It's not surprising to me. I'm not shocked at all. And I just want you guys to be prepared heading into December and January because it's going to be a very spiritual time for you, but it is going to test you. And I don't like test. That's such a shitty word, test. Like the universe is making you take a pop quiz. That's not it at all. What it is it's asking you to be spiritual. If there's things, spiritual things you've ignored or triggers or whatever that you're not dealing with, you want to deal with those. Your ruling planet Jupiter is moving out of your sign on the 2nd and moving over into Capricorn. And he is in the house of karma. And so that is about lessons unlearned, bad lessons that, you know, that you have that weren't, you know, learned right. Now you got to learn them and learn the right way. So it's about this karmic thing. It's also hard because your ruling planet is in a house. Well, he's conjuncting with Saturn. So the problem is that Jupiter is now in Capricorn, Saturn's now in Capricorn, Pluto's now going to be in Capricorn in December, Venus is going to be in Capricorn, soon Mercury is going to be, like there's this pile up of planets in Capricorn. Very powerful. I'm not surprised that you probably will see this energy throughout the world. What's hard for you is that Sagittarius wants to expand. Your ruling planet is all about good luck and expansion and growing. And Saturn is going to be conjuncting with your planet, and he is all about contraction. He is all about reining it in and being disciplined and being mindful in a way of, you know, financial abilities, all kinds of other things that I won't bore you with. I feel, so when I saw this is totally energy that I see going on for you. It's a little bit of a rough adjustment coming out, having Jupiter be in your house. Yeah, so it's fine. It's fine, but you have a conjunction with Saturn this month, and you're also going to have a big conjunction with Saturn again in January, throwing Pluto in there as well. So these competing planets, and I have a feeling you're really, along with Capricorn, really going to feel it. You're gonna feel it. But it's a time for growth. And what's interesting on top of that, astrological, and then we're going to hop into your tarot reading, is the sun is transiting through your 12th house this month. And it's great because it's about, it brings opportunity, which is there, which I can see in your cards. But it goes through finding, it's the same house that rules hidden power and your deepest fears. So that is the quandary, and it's why I think you're in a little bit of a roller coaster. As the sun transits through your 12th house, there would be times where you feel like, oh my gosh, there's opportunities. I feel like everything in life is possible. And then at the same time, you are confronted with your deepest fears. Like, I'm going to be a failure and this is never going to happen. And like, so it can be this like wacky little bit feeling of emotion going on for you. So I want you guys to be prepared. Don't be scared. Just be prepared. I just made that up. All right, I'm a dork. I'm sorry, guys. I am what I am. All right, with that said, I pulled your energy oracle card, and it was so interesting. It's a man holding a heart. But I was like, this is the cheesy thing. No, I actually really like this deck. But these cards, for some whatever reason, there's a woman holding a heart, a man holding a heart, a woman holding a coin, and a man holding a coin. And I always find these cards to be kind of cheesy. But I looked at it, and I'm like, okay, I actually had a new feeling about it. So I'm like, it's not. I feel like this is Sagittarian energy. Even for the females, like there's this masculine energy this month, but a softened masculine energy, right? Not toxic masculinity, this loving masculine energy. You know, I had another sign that had a lot of divine feminine energy. So for you guys, I feel like it's this loving masculine energy, which is beautiful for this time of year, right? This is beautiful, loving energy. And I feel like this should be how you approach the holiday season. Love in my heart. I'm going to go deal with some people who probably drive me crazy, but I don't know how much longer they're going to be here on this planet, so I'm going to love them. And we're going to try and work it out and just be present with each other and just be in the moment and love everybody. And I'm not going to carry all that baggage of how they've pissed me off before into it, although I'm sure they will, and I'll try not to do it, right? Again, this is that 12th house triggering it, but I feel like you are going in with the right energy this month of just being present and loving. And that's awesome, because and it could be because you're coming off your like birthday month, I'm not sure. But the first card I pulled was the Nine of Cups. Yeah! So you're feeling so good at the beginning of the month. This is so awesome. The next card I pull is the King of Pentacles. You're feeling frisky and free, and money is not an object. And then all of a sudden, I feel like all of a sudden the Four of Pentacles comes up, and you're like, maybe I should rein it in just a little bit, right? But it's not a bad thing. Actually, what I feel like, you feel like you're really in your strength. The Four of Pentacles I'm feeling more for you is that you feel like you're really stable. You feel like you have this really good financial situation. If you're not in that situation, then that has to be evaluated, because that energy is there for you. These two cards to me are saying that you have the King of Pentacle energy, right? You can totally be the king and make your own money. You can. There may be, this could be that dueling feeling going on this month. I can be whatever I want. I can start my own business. And then like, oh God, but what if this happens and I need to be stable and I need to be that. So this can be that dueling energy going on for you, right? I want to go out into freelance, but oh my gosh, no, I need to have health insurance. I know, that sucks in this country, guys. I'm sorry. Sorry, I lived overseas for a while and it was really nice not have to worry about that. And then coming back I can't believe how limited I am on small business and doing things because of health insurance. Sorry, not trying to be political or a thing, but I'm just stating a fact. And I feel like it's this. It's that thing hanging over your head. This is the responsibility card, and this is like, I want to go create my own money and do my own thing, and then you're like, oh, but responsibility. Like, this is literally Jupiter and Saturn dueling. Gosh, I must be feeling your energy because I'm feeling really goofy and fun right now. I am totally channeling you guys right now. It's actually kind of awesome. But this is it. So know that I think this would be a good time to do some journaling and finding out and figuring that out, right? If I have these, what is my desires? What are my fears? Right? Oh, I want to go out and be a freelance. Okay, what am I afraid about? Right? What is the fears that are hanging over me instead, so I can't live my dream? Are these fears conquerable? I'm sure they are. It doesn't feel like that when they're in your head. When you put them on paper, maybe you're like, that is figure outable. I can figure that out. And then in your head, they feel overwhelming. So I feel like you need to journal this stuff out. Because here's the thing, the next card that came out, the Star card. Yeah, you can have your wish. You can have your dream. It's there for you. You little children of Jupiter, right? Then, here's what happens. Look what happens. Ten of Swords comes in. fear again, right? This is fear. But in a way, I love this because this is sandwiched between these two. And it's a little bit of the surrendering of the fear, right? I know that in order for my wish to come true, I have to surrender this fear to get to this pile of money, right? I have to let it go. Prosperity cannot come to those who are afraid of prosperity or afraid of the obstacles to get to prosperity. And I think because also for you guys, the sun going through your 12th house is actually a very, very spiritual, right? I said if it's about dealing with your deepest fears and going into this this dark place, your shadow side, or dealing with things we often don't want to deal with, it's spiritual. If you look at it as a spiritual way of how to get better, right? How to manifest and create the things I want. That's totally going on with you guys in this 12th house as well. And you may have more dreams. You also may have, which I love too, is you're going to have more valuable insight to patterns or behaviors that are no longer serving you, right? So if you're like, wow, I really have negative thinking. I notice that the minute I have a great idea, you know who's the first to shoot it down? I do. I shoot down my own ideas. What? Right? Why am I doing that? As I told my husband, I said, I don't know why you're saying no to yourself. You have enough people out there that are going to tell you no. Why don't you say yes to yourself? And he's like, yeah, that's a good point. I'm like, exactly. Everybody out there is going to try and limit you. Why are you limiting yourself? Don't do them any favors. Fight hard for yourself, right? Diminish these fears. If you have them, it's fine. Acknowledge them. I think the best, another great thing I read one time, which was, when I have a fear, I agree with it. Yeah, I have that fear. I have it. Cool. All right. Now, don't try and fight it or act like it's not there. You have it. It's there. Great. I have this fear. Now, why do I have it? Well, fear is usually thinking that there's already an outcome to an experience you haven't had, right? I love that definition, right? Fear is the result of an experience you haven't even had. So you're already thinking you're going to fail. But you haven't even had that experience. You haven't even tried yet, but you're already having the results for it? That's crazy. So stop that, right? We're just going to stop that. And you're going to do this because this is your wish, and on the other side of it is prosperity, but you got to get through this fear first. You got to get through these limiting beliefs first, right? You got to just surrender to it. This is literally, to me, a surrender card. I love it. It's just like, it's stress and this, but you just got to, it's a release. I got to just let that go. I got to let all these negative thoughts go. All this shit hanging over me at my head, I have to let it go. So, right? I feel like this is what you guys are going through. It's intense, but it's not. It's like I feel the intensity of bringing it, but then the power of releasing it. And with that said, again, I pulled some clarifier cards because I'm like, wow. Wheel of Fortune, Queen of Wands, 5 of Swords, a transition card, thoughts, transitioning your thoughts and your beliefs, and King of Wands card, your cards. These are your cards, and the Wheel of Destiny. I love this for you. The Wheel of Fortune is that things are turning in your favor, right? But there's this transition of thoughts and limiting beliefs that you have to conquer in order to be this king and queen. I love it. What I love is this king and queen came up. So this is mastery of whatever you want. For female, it's the queen. For male, it's the whatever you want to be, but it's mastery. Fire mastery. This is your sign. Wands represent fire. You have it. You have it. You just have to get through the fears and the doubts and the limiting beliefs. And I feel like, this is a good reading, a little up and down, like I said, because I think these fears come in, and if you don't deal with them, then you're going to have to deal with them down the road. And I think they come in, and I think with the universe supporting you, the sun supporting you, the 12th house this month, this is the time to figure it out and work them out and get rid of them. It absolutely is. So this, I feel like, is the overall energy for you guys. You guys have so much potential and so much fabulous energy going for you if you're not sucked down by the fears and the doubts. And if you are, that's fine. You just need to work through them. Acknowledge them. Why are they there? Are they completely unrealistic? Maybe. Maybe there's some realism there. Maybe I should, confront that too. But whatever it is, work through it. Because then what I feel, and like I said, these are the last cards I pulled, the outcome is amazing. Even this Five of Wands to me is about changing the thoughts, changing the beliefs. So it's saying you're going, so I'm trying to show, you're going from this, full of doubts, 10, right? You end that chapter and you move into this one of changing that thought pattern, right? Of changing that belief pattern. So a little up and down, but overall the energy for you guys is magnifique, right? It's amazing. And I feel like so much of this month is really focused on your dreams and the impact that you want to leave in the world, the what you want to leave behind. You may even be thinking about legacy, and help, and what footprint or imprint do I want to leave behind on the world or make an impression. I feel like that's really big for you Sagittarians this month. Again, I think it's this masculine loving energy of I have so much love for everyone, or I want to feel so much love for everyone. So how do I go about this? Wow, guys. This is not expect. I did not expect that reading. I mean, your cards came out, but just what started to come out was that I'm so happy for you guys. I mean, like I said, I know that there's some spiritual stuff, but all of it is figure outable. And I feel like you guys are heading into 2020, although it can be rough and then there's eclipses. I forgot about that. Eclipses. Just know that some days you're going to be a little back and forth, especially with what's going on with these conjunctions in December and January. There's, let's see, I think it's the 20th, that there's the conjunction between, so there's a first conjunction between Jupiter and Saturn in Capricorn, and then in, I know it's January 20th or 21st, there is a bigger conjunction because Pluto is also involved. So all three are vying for energy. And why I say that's important, because we're like, what's the big deal with conjunctions? Well, it's like this. If you have two energy balls that are far apart, right, and they're emitting energy, does that make sense? You're like, okay, it's not that bad. The energy goes out. But when you have three there, right, and they all have different energy, and it's just much bigger, right, they can put out more energy. And since we're all ruled by energy, we're all energy, we feel that energy. It's why some mornings you wake up, you're like, I'm in a great mood. Well, because the energy and everything's aligned, that, no planets are competing, and the moon's in a really nice aspect. And some mornings you wake up and you're just like, God, I just feel so heavy and down, and what's going on? Well, yeah, because these planets are competing, and we're, they're much bigger celestial energies than we are, right? I don't know if celestial is the right word, but they're big, powerful, balls of energy. And if the moon can pull the tides on the earth, and we're mostly water, it's why the ERs are full on full moons. It's crazy stuff. So know that. It's just important you know that if you wake up and you're like, why am I having these weird back and forth energies? That could be why. I'll do my general astrological overview and you can check. But overall, loving this month for you guys. I think it's a very spiritually enriching month for you. Best way I can say it. And I'm going to just end on that note. So with that said, I am wishing you so much love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance, and so much joy this holiday season. So until next time, namaste.